Hey everybody, I'm Aaron,
And I'm Kieran.
and we are here to talk to you about the Sausalito Ferry Landside. We had already discussed a proposal about using boarding pass to help organize the ferry loading area, and now we're going to look at maybe one way it could work. Um, so let's take a look. Now, it's really kind of a simple concept. It's just take a number, right? But maybe a little bit more advanced than your post office take a number. Maybe there'd be something like we would just get it from the kiosk there. Maybe we would probably just have a separate kiosk. You know what? I mean, it's 2021, right? We should probably use our mobile phone like everybody else. So you can have a paper ticket, but most of us would just use our mobile phone, and you can easily just scan these QR codes all around, or even just visit a website to just simply reserve a spot on the ferry. So maybe limited to a certain area. So you just don't reserve it 7 weeks in advance or something like that. It's, you got to be close, right? Because this is actually a boarding. This is not a reservation system far out. This is actually just, I'm ready to board within the next few hours, and I'd like a boarding pass for that.
Aaron, a year ago, I would have told you, QR. No one knows what QR codes are, but
Yeah.
we're pretty used to them now.
Exactly. Yeah. No. And your phone knows it, right? And that's the key thing. So so the key thing here is you use colors, you use letters, you use numbers to help everybody understand what group am I in. Now it's just the announcement and the board that is near the kiosk would just be saying, hey, we're now boarding the F groups, or we're boarding the G ferry. Now boarding F1, FG2, that kind of thing. And so, once you get your pass, then you can go and do what we really want you to do, which is to go and enjoy yourself in Sausalito, however that may be. And of course, so we really think this is really good for the businesses. And besides just being good for the businesses, we could actually even potentially charge money for these boarding passes, especially at certain times. And we don't know if that's something that can be done or anything, but we just are saying, hey, there's an opportunity, because free has certain behaviors that happen. People might just book them like crazy, but when you actually reserve for money, then people will actually choose the right boarding pass that fits their line.
Could be a good way to pay for the program too, Aaron. Assuming there's some development and operating costs.
Exactly, right. You got to have somebody there checking for tickets and that kind of thing, because the concept here is it wouldn't be Golden Gate or the other ferry systems checking for tickets. It would be our own ambassador that would actually be ensuring that everybody's in the right boarding group. And what we're seeing here too is that there's priority boarding, right? That is, as it sounds, it is for the people that need it, right? But also more important is that it's for a broader group, which is the residents, because we're the ones that maybe can't take our ferry, especially if we have a bicycle, we can't get on. So this is a spot where just being a resident, like you've got your parking card, you could have your priority boarding. And I think that's one of the more exciting parts for me about this, is that it makes it an available resource again for commuting in the middle of the day.
Aaron, so like this makes perfect sense when on the weekend, when it's madness and people otherwise are waiting hours and hours with their bike to get on a ferry. Like, does this apply when I'm heading down there for the 7:10 a.m.?
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that one you're flowing on that, not even a big deal, and not even the 8:20 or the 8:15. That there's a bunch of people on there. But that is just so organized. That is not the problem. People show up 5 minutes before. We're in a perfect little line. We are not. That is not the problem. So no, it is not an all around. It's actually just targeting to rein in some of the chaos during those peak times. What's also beautiful with this is that we get the data and we know what those peak times are. We actually understand and can actually pick that out, because now we're tracking it. It's Sausalito tracking it, not just the ferry companies that have the data, but we know how many people are kind of getting on and that kind of stuff. So this is a really key thing, and we can actually use dynamic pricing to adjust everything as well. So and it's really key today. Everybody's on standby. That's how it works, and that's why we have this chaos. And by having these passes, it would actually take that away. Here you can kind of see like a little bit of the choice. So you've got like, okay, I want to go on San Francisco. This would be like the little buttons that you're pressing on the kiosk or your mobile phone, and you'd see like, oh, it's almost full. Like the the 350 is what I want to is almost full, but it's not full. Oh, but the premium on the 350 is full. But I could choose the early or the late, or I could just go standby. In other words, everybody can ride for free. They don't need to pay. But you would just be the last to board, and that's pretty typical for these things. And here's how it might look, actually. So, we got the priority boarding group already right there on the dock, and as they're loading, then the premium starts to come on, then the early comes on, and then the late comes on, and then the standby, and everybody, loads in there. And so that's the concept that we have for the boarding groups, and we hope maybe you'll consider it and speak out and let us know what you think.